Hey, what's up, guys? It is your boy Annoying Llama, ready for another video for you guys. Now this one's again about Embers Adrift. I love my rant videos, so before we go any further, remember this is just my opinion. This is a disclaimer. This is just my opinion. This is just my thoughts on the game. It's just my rant of the game to get people to understand, where my thoughts are on the current state of Embers Adrift. Now, this is not like the Let's Talk about Embers Adrift in 2024, but just another rant video about Embers Adrift. And I want to say, goddamn, I fucking love this game. I love this game. I know a lot of people shit on it, but I love this game. And I'm gonna try to knock down a couple points if I still can. Hopefully my ADHD doesn't make me derail too much. But I think we should just get really started with the meat and bones of the situation. So I have been playing Embers Adrift for about 2 years now. About a whole year now. They have their second year anniversary going on, like currently right now. The game is $10, so if you guys do want to buy Embers Adrift, fucking buy it. Perfect time to get into the game. But you're probably wondering, like, what are the things that I really want to talk about? And where do I even get started? I'll start with this one. Actually, I'll start with this one. This game, the developers have been working their asses off so much. I can't even start. They added so much into the game that made this game so freaking fun. They had a lot of like buffed a lot of stuff, nerfed a lot of stuff. They added gear sets. Let's start with that. They added gear sets into the game. And now you're probably wondering, like, for someone who doesn't, play Embers and stuff like that, or just never really, like, think about it. Oh man, how would that really change a huge thing about the game? It does. It is amazing. They added the idea of each your sets actually get bonuses, and they already had like named sets like like the Gator set, and then the Overlord set, and then the this set, blah blah blah, their Mole Bear set and stuff like that. But the only thing that really came with it was just the normal stats and stuff like that. So you can stack a whole bunch of gear that has a lot of positional and a lot of this and a lot of that and stuff like that. But they never really give you bonuses for collecting that gear. It was almost like you're just collecting it for the aesthetic of just the name of the gear. But now they actually have gear bonus sets for them, and these sets start freaking level 1. Like, we're talking about, like, if there's a set like the frenzy set or something like that, like that's like you can get just from killing frenzy mobs at the beginning of the game. They give you pretty decent stats. They give you pretty good stuff, and it creates this sense of player power that is part of Embers Adrift. And one thing I forgot to always mention in my last video, one thing I love about Embers Adrift is that your character doesn't really matter what kind of class you play. Like, even gear, the healer gear, you can be used by other classes that use healing abilities. So you can use healer gear to like boost your actual healing potential. So if you were playing a knight and stuff like that, and I do believe there's like one of them that regenerates your health or something like that, if I remember correctly, you can use healer gear. Like, if you want to like rock like a paladin kind of feel, you can rock healer gear, and it would give you more healing for that initial ability. If it heals, it increases the healing for that. And you could do that for anything. I've seen a guy named Carmel. Shout out to Carmel, he's fucking awesome. Literally rock as a DPS warlord, and warlords are like the bards of this game, and he's rocking it, making his own kind of idea with increased damage. It's more like a heavy DPS style warlord, where he can sometimes even tank with certain abilities, and it's fucking insane. So with the new gear sets they added, it allowed people to actually customize their fucking character however they want to with their particular playstyle. No playstyle is actually weak in this game. It's just you have to learn how to play it. You can go with your normal playstyle, like, as a healer, I'm gonna rock healer gear, I'm gonna rock a lot of other stuff. But when it comes to like solo potential, like it's fucking phenomenal. So they added, and it gave you a reason also if you want to farm the gear sets, not just I just want all this positional and blah blah blah. Like, no, like there's a whole bunch of like the salted gear sets. The one I shout to Genmer for this one. He gave me this whole set. Comes with a whole bunch of I think it was a hit and a whole bunch of hit and healing. And not only did it increase my entire like freaking my healing by a whole bunch, but it also increased my hit by like a whole whopping 30, and that's huge for this level. I'm level 31 now, like, you know, so still haven't made it to the max level yet. But it is just phenomenal. It is amazing. It is awesome. I just love every second of it. So they did a great job with just adding. That's just one part of the things that they added. The second one I want to talk about, the things they added was they redid Red Shore. And all of it. It wasn't like a little tiny part of it. They redid all of Red Shore. And it's only, I say this, and they did actually just doing like half of it, but it was still like, they also went back to the other parts, like Red Shore Ridge and a little bit like that, and they changed a little bit of that stuff. But Red Shore was the really like foresty area. It was heavy forested area and stuff like that. And it was meant to be like, supposed to be like this wooded area where it gives you also into this, like, you know, on the edge of it was like this big old red shore, you know, hence why it's called Red Shore. But the game, you know, with Red Shore, it was feeling like one of those kind of weird zones. It was like, you know, decent level mobs. You didn't really want to go there too much because there was like not really that much to do. It just felt like another forested area. They just popped the forested area in here and boom, called it a day. But Red Shore also didn't really show a lot of the Red Shore. Like, again, it's called Red Shore, but it's this little part that's like called the Red Shore. It's like not even that big. But they changed that. They actually fucking changed that. They went back and redid the whole zone, and it's better now. It's so fucking good. Oh my god, they added this big old open area, and they added like this big old tower in the distance. And it makes it so much easier to navigate. They added giant ravens into the zone, little castle castle like one Chev manor thing that's in there that you can go in there and solo if you want to from EXP, which I'm going to be doing pretty soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, this talking is just getting me all excited. I just woke up too. But yeah, no, I fucking love it. It just added an extra aesthetic to the zone. It made the zone feel really unique. And they added a lot of named mobs in there to really kind of get like, so if you want to get to some groups and stuff like that, you can. Like Red Shore just feels really, really, really good to explore. And it was probably one of the best things they've done when it comes to zone redoing a whole zone, because it just like changed the idea. And the shore's even bigger now. Like you can actually get to the shore. You can actually, it's just open. And then also now they redid the zone. You can actually see a nice large open area in the background, which is Grizzle Peaks, which is the final zone that you're gonna get into as max level. And you see that in the distance, and you're like, oh shit, there's a big ass mountain there. There's a mountain, you can climb it. Like, no, there's a big ass mountain there, and it's actually a legit zone. That's like the final zone in the game. And so it always like it gives you that sense of immersion and stuff like that. And so they a great job on the whole Red Shore thing. Good job story. But yeah, no, this is more of just my positive rant video. But those are like just the few things that they added to the game that I think is just smart. They changed a lot of the visualizations of the abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I just love that. Now, going into this, I also want to talk about the recent, 2-year anniversary. It was awesome. It was just, another 2-year anniversary, GM events. It was really awesome, cool thing, blah, blah, blah. But one thing I really want to talk about is the reduction of the price of the game. And they did that recently too. They reduced the entire price of Embers Adrift. It is now base price $20. And I might be wrong on that. I don't know if that is just like a deal or something like that, but from what I've seen, and from the website, and I do believe they said this, they've already announced this, the base price of the game is no longer $40. It's no longer $39.99. It is just straight $19.99. And they also have a deal for the 2-year, which is now $10. And this is something I mentioned in my last rant video. I don't know if you guys remember this. If you didn't watch it, here, there you go. There's a link to it. But we'll check the little card on top. But the point is, this is something I mentioned in my last rant video. I said Embers Adrift, definitely should reduce the price. I think I hope I mentioned that. Now I gotta think about it. But but I one of the biggest things I mentioned was that, hey, they should probably reduce the price of the game. They should definitely reduce the price of the game, because I think it is so important that more people have access to this game. And I know like a lot of people say, add it to Steam. I agree. But I'm just going to say this, like, this is a very, very, very great start to that, to get people access to the game, because it makes it feel less of a, like a, what was it? What's the word? I think this was the term. I think buyer's burden or something like that. I might be cost fallacy. I forgot the actual like term. I might be wrong. If you guys put that shit in the comment section if you want to roast my ass about that. But it feels like, I'm gonna use the word cost fallacy. I'm gonna use the term cost fallacy. Sorry. Cost fallacy of just buying the game. Like, Embers Adrift is a big fucking game, and it may not seem big to others, but it's genuinely a big fucking game. And now with all this new stuff and the stat distribution, all that stuff, blah blah blah, like, it feels like a really good game. And that's not even you like optionally subbing to the game and want to support the team, blah blah blah. You're just buying the game for $20 to play this big ass MMO. And that alone, I think, is such a great way to get people in. Of course, you still have the free trial, which I will get to that actually later on in this video. Still a little something I still think, well, they should definitely change with the free trial, but still, going into it, yes, I think the game is in a great spot when it comes to just getting new players in, and the idea of just coming in and being like, hey, what's up guys, like, let's just try out this blah blah blah. And it's just I'm glad they reduced the price of the game. I mentioned it. I know it's not because of me. I know a lot of people already talked about it too, but I mentioned it for a while now, even on stream multiple times, and yeah, people agreed like they should have reduced the cost of the game. And it helps out with people also who are foreign, in foreign countries, because remember, I'm in US, so the dollar it costs me $19.99, basically $20. But in other countries, the conversion cost is completely different. And like I mentioned beforehand, so it was actually last video, the conversion cost is a lot more, and I know they cannot fix that. So this actually helps people who, when the conversion cost hits, it's not that bad of a game. It doesn't feel like it's buying like a fucking AAA game, So definitely big W on that part. And to also reduce it again, so they reduce it down to $10. It is like $10 to buy an MMO. That's like having World of Warcraft's box price for $10, and then you don't have to worry about the sub. You just buy the game, and then you just play it. Let's play the whole fucking thing. And I know World of Warcraft, you guys are probably like, well, Embers Adrift is nothing like World of Warcraft, but it's like, I'm just using like MMO terms here. So very great, huge W for the team. And like I said, there's a lot more things they've added to the game. I don't want to get to the whole list of shit, but they also have a thing that they added the whole year. So another good thing I've been seeing with Embers Adrift is well, actually, let me pause. Yeah, so yeah, another good thing they've added into the game was the new players returning. Old players returning to the game. I have been seeing a little resurgence with Embers Adrift. Not crazy, not like 100 players coming back in, but I've been seeing a lot of people giving Embers Adrift a second try. And if you are an old player who's played Embers Adrift when it first launched or recently came in before all the big changes and stuff like that, I would give it another shot. I know you probably have been hurt by this game. This game has, you're like, I put some hope in this game and I don't fuck with it. It's just trash, blah blah blah. I say get back into Embers Adrift. I would say more than fucking ever, get back into this game. It's just a fun game. It's an enjoyable experience. I love this game. I love streaming it. I love the community and stuff like that. And I know you guys always talk about, oh, well, community doesn't make that. The community makes fucking everything. It's something that I have been dealing with when also playing other MMOs. It's not saying in the sense of again, for those who are wondering, I am 25 years old, born in 1999. My first MMOs were RuneScape, World of Warcraft, and all types of shit like that. I played tons of MMOs besides those. Like, I never got to play P99 EQ. I never got to fucking enjoy those experiences. I could download Quorum and shit like that, but I just didn't do it. When it comes to old school experiences, it's Pantheon Rise of the Fallen and Embers Adrift. A little bit of Monsters of Memory, and even Evercraft, which that's going to be testing up pretty soon, which I am super excited for. That's actually literally this week, but I'm recording this video. So, I love this game because it is a great way to try out an old school experience that with a modern kind of twist on it, a modern take on it. And it's, though it has that little fantasy, they're also improving a lot of the magic system in the game. The quests are fucking magical. They're actually adding more magic systems into the game and more showing off that magic sense of Embers Adrift early on. Something I've also talked about and stuff like that. And we'll be talking about in another video. But I think if you have not, joined back into Embers Adrift, I think this is the perfect time to get back into it. If you guys have never heard of Embers Adrift, go to embersadrift.com, check it out. But I think this is such an amazing game, and they are still working on a lot of shit in the game. It's not like, oh, they're just done now, we're gonna take a big old break. They're still working their asses off to bring out more stuff. We got Grizzle Peaks 2 coming out, which is full in-game content, nothing more, nothing less, just full in-game content. After that, epic weapons are coming in, so people can start playing with their epic weapons and stuff like that. And they're going to be revamping a lot of other zones and stuff like that, just to make sure it feels a lot smoother on the leveling wise. They also, I forgot to mention this, they've even reduced the level, the amount of experience it takes to get to each level for certain brackets and stuff like that. So leveling feels somewhat faster now. It's not crazy fast, but it's actually definitely faster than what it used to be. So definitely, I think this game is in an amazing spot, and they just keep bringing out banger after banger after banger after banger. And so this is one of those things. I think they really listen to their community. They've figure out what they can and cannot do, and they've definitely been cooking. All right, hella cooking. All right, 25-year-old man right here saying it. You gotta use that kid lingo in here. Cooking. All right, they slam it on this shit. All right, so I think it's very important when I say these things. It's just like, it's somebody who has this experience, and that Embers Adrift, when it comes to its community, definitely has been rocking it. There's the same people I get to play with, and yeah, it's a small player base, so understand it's still in that resurgence. So if you want to be part of that resurgence, keep playing the game, meet up with people. But a lot of new people have been joining the game, a lot of older players coming back in, and it's just, again, come back, enjoy this shit, dude. And so that's one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about right then and there. The community. Oh, I was going to mention this too. See, again, ADHD side tangents. But let me bring this up. So let's pause, breathe. Ooh, there we go. All right. So when it comes to playing other MMOs, when weaving into it, I always find myself coming back to Embers Adrift. Like, I play World of Warcraft, I play with my guild 5/5 and stuff like that. And it's not like I don't like a competitive space. I do love a competitive space, but I feel like Embers Adrift is like the perfect game where you can level up. Everybody brings each other up. Like, you get the lower players are like, hey, I need more people to, I need some people to run with me. We'll go to our low level characters because we want to level them up too. So that gives us an opportunity to do that. Or we go back from like content that's like 10 levels behind us and help out the people who are like level 20 and stuff like that, because I'm level 30 now. And it always feels good because I know there's some gear out there that's still valuable for high level players. There's still gear out there that actually is meant for. Of course, we'll give it to like the lower players and stuff like that, but we would just kind of get them to that experience and stuff like that, because we all want to run content too. We all want to play with people, and the community has been so fucking amazing when it kind of like just kind of bringing each other up compared to like World of Warcraft. I played World of Warcraft Destiny 2, Black Desert Online recently. Just kind of like, playing with that, playing with a couple friends, doing a little here and there. I have been having a time in Embers Adrift because of the people that I meet, the people I talk to when I stream. People are coming in, they're talking, we're having fun, we're enjoying ourselves. It can get intense at times. It's just like, there is no dull moment within Embers Adrift. Besides, even when I'm soloing and stuff like that, if I have a plan or something, I'm going for it. Like, there's no stopping me, bro. I'm just on my grind. So if I'm not grinding on levels, I'm grinding on leveling up my fucking professions. I'm grinding on getting my stuff up. I want to be useful not only to myself and my character, but also to the people that are around me. Like, me leveling my profession actually has like a meaning and stuff in this game. Compared to like World of Warcraft, I love me some WoW. I love War Within. It's a great fucking expansion. But even then, like, I feel like everyone wants to progress to the end game. Do this end game, blah blah blah. And then when you want to actually, like, okay, well, let me get to end game. you make one little fucking mistake, and instead of getting criticism and stuff like that, like, hey, make sure to just watch out for this shit, or you know, like something like that, they want to like just roast on your ass hella quick, and it's just toxic as shit. Not saying I can't handle the toxicity, I can handle it. I just don't want to fucking deal with that 24 hours of the goddamn game. Like everyone wants to run these pure end games, and then when you actually need help to kind of get to where that level is, they're like, all right, have fun, do it on yourself. Like it's like, okay, I'll do it on my own, but fuck, like y'all part of my guild, like what the fuck, like you know what I mean? So it's just a lot that has been going on with that. Like it kind of dilutes the experience and stuff like that. I feel like I'm just kind of doing a chore constantly back to back to trying to get to that. Again, competitive levels, it be like that. I understand. Like I'm not saying like I'm just like I hate the competitive life and I don't like MMOs. Like there's nothing wrong with being competitive. It's just there's a level of respect that the entire game community of the game, not a big game, mind you, fucking the entire community of the game is raising your ass up, taking your hand and pushing you forward so you can play the end game with them, compared to World of Warcraft and any other game that I'm playing where everyone kind of shits on you for not being at end game yet, or asking questions and stuff like that, or trying to look up tips and tricks and shit like that, where I have to rely on YouTube for guides. Again, I was raised in WoW. I know about this, but at the same time, it kind of gets a little bit annoying. It kind of gets a little frustrating. Shit, you want to talk about shitty community that has amazing but also the worst fucking community ever? Destiny 2 is a great fucking example of that. I love the people in Destiny 2. The people who I met in Destiny 2 are great, but I've also met some fucking assholes in that game. That game, Jesus Christ, that community is fucking trash when they can be, man. They just fucking Christ. They are just assholes. I was like, bro, I had to take a break from that shit. I said, fuck this game. Fuck you guys. I've been playing Destiny for years now. Like that shit. I'm still playing it a little bit now just to get to the story content, but I am not taking that game fucking seriously at all. Like that is some toxic ass fucking community. I thought League of Legends was back. Ah, damn. Like Destiny 2, y'all motherfuckers are getting up there, so y'all better be careful. But still. But you know, Embers Adrift community is fucking huge. They have been really great at helping me out and stuff like that, and just like giving me like, you know, content, you know, to do and stuff like that. We're having conversations for joking around while running dungeons. Like you don't get that like at much games anymore. Even if y'all can probably find that shit in other games too, like EQ, Pantheon, like these old school MMOs and stuff like that. They're being competitive and stuff in their own right, but it's just like a smooth ride. And I know if I hit level 50 fucking probably a month from now, I really grind hard on it. I know if I hit level 50, like it's just gonna be like that. Just be rocking the in game, talking with people, just leveling up my characters, leveling up to the alts, get some stuff up, blah blah blah. Like it's just like that. And so I just feel like that Embers Adrift is when it comes to community and everything like that, and the gameplay and just all the new stuff that they're adding and added, like it is just beautiful. I fucking love it. Now, last thing before, I feel like this video is gonna get a little too long, but last thing I want to talk about is the free trial. And one of my biggest gripes right now, I'm still gonna say this, I honestly do believe they should just give free trials Northreach. Now, if you do not know anything about the free trial for Embers Adrift, it is a limited free trial, so you can play as long as you want, but you only have access to New Haven, which is the beginning zone, CV1, which is the first dungeon, so Central Veins 1, and then you have New Haven City, which is the main city of the entire fucking game that you're going to be going in and out using the monoliths and blah 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 like that. Like there are 3 things you only have access to. You can't trade with other players. I think it's only with free trials if I remember correctly. Like I made a whole free trial guide, but I honestly should make an updated one because they did, like, you know, because of all the new systems they added. But like the game is still good with free trial. I just believe that they should just give everybody Northreach so they can give them their class abilities. Because I feel like, genuinely, my personal gripe, again, the developers don't have to do this because I say so. My personal gripe with that is that the free trial should just be open up to allow you to choose your subclass, try out Northreach because that has CV2, it has Spider Cave, it has like a lot of extra stuff, another world boss, a little mini world boss you can fight and stuff like that. So like Northreach is just an amazing zone as a whole, and it also introduces people to the gameplay of Embers and Ember Veins and stuff like that. You can explore those things. You can't use the thing until you get into the Meadowlands quest, which I'm okay with keeping that behind like the somewhat paywall, I guess you could say. But like if you do want to play free trial, I feel like they should have access to North Reach because they can try out their abilities and their skills, and they could probably get up to I think level 15 to 20 maybe. If you really want to stretch it there, but that's a whole experience. And then when they could get to level 15 to 20, you know, when level 20 you get your fucking alchemy. So imagine a free trial player playing all the way to level 20, trying out that content, really loving their class, seeing what their class can do. You get more abilities than just 4 fucking abilities. You get more access to more gear sets and stuff, like better weapons, all this other stuff, crafting and everything like that. And you then can, when you get to level 20, you're like, you know what? I heard this magic. There's you can use a magic system in the game. Shit, I want to buy the game now. Like, there's so much you can give there without giving too much of the game, because you still got all those other zones that they can explore. And so giving them Northridge, I feel like it's not too much. I've heard them say in the past, like, oh, why we don't want to give them too much now. We want to give them a little crumb. But it's like, if you give them a crumb, they're not tasting the meal, you know. Give them a slice so then they can understand if they want to eat the whole meal or not, you know. Think of it like a fucking cake, you know. I think of Embers Adrift like a big ass cake. If you give them a fucking like frosting, you know, they get a little, you know, there's nothing really there. It doesn't really work with there. You know, you're tasting the frosting. Like, you want to give them a slice of the cake. You want to let them eat the cake a little bit, and then just be like, this shit's good. This shit delicious. You know, all right, let me buy this whole cake. Like, you're not giving them a sampler. Give them a fucking sampler, not a goddamn crumb. Like that's my whole thing on that. Again, this is just a rant. That's my only gripe I can think of. You know, when it comes to Embers Adrift, and a lot of people say that, you know, and a lot of people are going to talk about the player count is low. But you have to understand, there's a tiny resurgence. There's actually a genuine resurgence of people coming back to the game. People want to try out Embers Adrift. People are starting to listen and hear about Embers Adrift. So, the player count, the only reason why you're hearing a lot of the problems of the game is mainly because of the player count. But I think to help with circumvent that is people's experience with Embers Adrift, especially with the free trial. So, that's my whole big thing. So I think that's probably what I only have to talk about. I'm sorry if this lasted like 27 minutes and stuff like that. I do apologize for that. But just please understand, this is just a rant video. This is just my opinion. This is my rant. Something I like to talk about. Something I love to just spew about. I will be doing more of these videos because it seems like you guys really like this stuff. So I'm just going to leave it off there. Now, before I go any further, I do want to ask, if you are coming back to Embers Adrift, what are your thoughts on it? If you're new to Embers Adrift, what are your thoughts on it? If you quit Embers Adrift, why did you quit? And why would you never come back to the game? You know, why you hate this game now, basically, type stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I want to make that very clear. There's nothing wrong with sharing your thoughts on the game. You guys did that shit last video, and I respected all of that shit. You guys, there are people who hate this game. There's some people who love this game. So share me your thoughts. Put that shit in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys think about Embers Adrift. So, with further ado, I'm going to dip out. Remember to follow me on twitch.tv/annoyingllama. I stream there every Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and I'm actually trying to stream there every day. I recently had like a little bit of a break from it, but I'm trying to stream every day until the 31st. So definitely check me out, twitch.tv/annoyingllama. Definitely like this video, leave a sub if you want to get some more content, and let me know again, what are your thoughts on Embers Adrift? So, my name's Annoying Llama. Be the best llamas you can be, guys. Kick some freaking ass, and just peace out.